And welcome back. There we go. Does that look better? All right. With me right now is Mark and Corey from Possession Planners. You just saw that spot, and that is certainly something that they do and they cover to help you out going through your stuff. But today we're going to talk about how their business is evolving and how they can help you get out of maybe that storage unit you have, or if you have a lot of clutter. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice
Welcome.
To see you.
Nice
Good
to
to
see
be back.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Now,
you.
we've talked about this kind of before in the past, but I know you're focusing on this a little bit more, kind of moving this direction. Still doing the other as well, helping people plan out their estate, so to speak, when it comes to their possessions. But as we all know, people often have things in storage other than maybe jewelry is one thing, but they can have collectibles, they can have china, you know, all kinds of things. And perhaps nobody wants them, they don't mean anything to them anymore, but they can be quite valuable, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How do you guys help out with that?
Well, it's a great process. How we do it is we go into the storage unit, we take pictures of every item, so we know exactly what it is in multiple pictures. When we have all the pictures accumulated, we send it to our team of appraisers who put a fair market value on all the items. So people know exactly how much these items are worth.
Okay.
And then we buy it once they agree to the
you do?
contract. Yeah, we'll buy everything out of there and they can start saving money because it's a lot of money.
Yeah, there's three ways we work. One, we can just clear it out and charge a fee. One, we can liquidate it and take a percentage. Or three, we just buy it if there's anything that's worth it. So, but I think the biggest thing is, Ken, is that, you know, a lot of these people are on fixed income. It's a large nut. It averages $200 a month. They've had it for 10 years. That's $24,000, and they're at a point in their lives where they can't do the heavy lifting, and so we can do it and help them out. So that's what we want to do. We want to help them out.
Yeah, storage units are not cheap.
Nope.
And I know we had one years ago, and one of the difficulties in there is, one, you kind of forget what's in there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or you have limited time to go over there because they have sometimes set hours.
Yes.
And it's just a hassle.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, completely.
And so tell me exactly what you folks do. Will you like bring things out and do you kind of figure out, well, this is a value, maybe this isn't? How does that work?
Yeah, we bring everything out of the storage unit. We take a full inventory and we offer a check. We literally will hand you a check for everything in there once we get exactly how much it's worth.
Wow.
Yeah, and we also do the same with individual items. People may have some items laying around their house, a picture in the closet or under the bed. We'll appraise that as well and buy that directly so they can get the most money for their items, and it helps out a lot.
It does. And you know, as you know, we've talked about it before, that I have a lot of Disney stuff, although
Right,
I don't
exactly.
really collect as much as anymore.
Yeah.
But it's not in a storage unit anymore, but it is packed away.
Yeah.
And you know, some of that stuff I look at, I want to keep. Some maybe pass on to my daughter. Who knows?
Right.
She probably doesn't even want it, but you know how that is. But there's probably a lot of stuff because for me, over the years, I bought 2 or 3 of the same thing, thinking that one day I would sell it. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's great. Well,
I'd say this is for me to keep. One, maybe if I ever have kids, is long before I was married. And then this one I can make money off of.
Smart.
See, what's interesting about that, probably your collection, there's a lot of items that have a high worth, but you may not have them in your will or your estate plan. And some
nothing.
Some of them, like you were telling us before, the ticket stubs to Epcot, when you were actually there when they opened in 1980, that has personal value to you. So you might want to pass it on to your daughter or something like that. So that's what we do in our core service. So that's how we've kind of overlapped this other area right now. It's been very interesting, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been exciting.
And let me go back to your core service.
Sure.
How does that work in relation to somebody just writing out a will?
That's a great question.
Is this something where you can sit down and really plan and figure out, okay, you got these different things, who would want them, who doesn't want them?
Sure.
We do, I'm sorry to cut you off. We do an addendum to the will. So as long as you reference this document that we create for you, it becomes a legally binding document. So your family is forced to follow your wishes rather than fight over your goods.
Okay.
So
But it also establishes that there's a lot of stuff that you may have collected, has sentimental value to you, you want to pass on to your family or friends and make sure that they have that and they know what it is. So,
Right. Yeah, so you kind of document out, this
Yep.
is exactly what this is and what it's worth and that sort
Yeah,
of thing.
it's a service that people don't know that they need until they talk to us.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so when we do live events where we're able to talk to people, they get it.
Do you find, is there a difference today than maybe there was a few years back? In other words, people just like, I'd rather just get rid of this and take the cash for myself right now, or pass along the cash to people.
I think a lot of people are realizing that cash is what their family would want. It's not necessarily the items.
That's right. I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So.
And I think as the seniors progress in age, they worry about that storage unit. They worry about paying for it, and they worry about what's in there. And why am I paying for it? And let's just get rid of it. So
it's amazing
that service that we provide, I mean, Corey gets a lot of hugs from seniors.
We get personal relationships with these. It's like a family almost.
Yeah.
You know, we really develop a relationship with the people we're helping because they realize we're here to help, and that's our goal.
Yeah.
So you say in some cases you'll buy the stuff outright, and then you turn around and sell it on your own. Is that how that works?
Yeah. Well, we give it to our network of the people who deal in that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice way.
Yep.
And people don't have to deal with that or do eBay or anything like that.
And the problem with eBay and Craigslist and all of those websites is that the scams are running high. Everybody is at risk. When you're trying to sell something online, you may get an offer, someone wants to buy it, but it's a fraudulent check.
Right.
So we put ourselves at risk rather than our users because we want to protect them. Scams out there are just, I mean, a dime a dozen. They're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice way to go. So when you go to look at all this stuff and you have your team of appraisers, obviously there are times when people are going to look like, well, you know, I think this is worth more.
Right.
And I imagine sometimes you have to go, well, it may be worth emotionally more to you, but in reality, this is what we think you could probably get for this, right?
That's the hard part, is breaking the news when someone is expecting an item to be worth a lot of money and then it really isn't.
Right.
The only way we can help them is saying we can sell it on consignment. Instead of buying it outright, we can try to sell it for as much as possible, as much as they want, but if it doesn't sell, it's not, there's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, but okay, what kind of things do you buy? Is it small things? Is it you go in there, they have a piece of antique furniture or whatever it might be?
It's across the board.
Oh, it is?
It's everything.
It's amazing.
Yeah, artwork, coin collections, could be old golf clubs, it could be... I mean,
it's crazy.
There is nothing that we don't look at for appraising and purchasing.
I can tell you one thing, that everything we think we've seen, the next unit we go into, we see something different.
Wow.
It's true. There's never...
And you know, the emotional quotient for some of the seniors is that they've stored stuff where they may have had a business before, and now they're maybe a little bit sick, and they want to keep that because they believe when they get well, they'll go back into that business. So even though we would make a decision for them to liquidate that and get rid of it, they want to keep it. And so we have to honor where they are emotionally and try and keep that dream alive for them. So it's a little tricky slope there for us, right?
It gets a little emotional from time to time, but at the end of the day, what we want to do is help.
Yeah.
You know, it does. You bring up a very good point, because even when I look back at some of the things that I have, and a few things, my mom passed away a few years back that I have of hers, and we haven't used them. They're in storage. You know, I've got like a nice decorative bowl, you know, serving bowl, whatever the heck it is, that I actually gave her years ago as a Mother's Day gift.
Oh, wow.
But I looked at it the other day, and with all my cooking stuff and all that, I'm like, you know, it's beautiful, but there's a part of you that doesn't want to give it up. You think you're giving away something that was your mom's or something.
Oh, yeah. In fact, you gave it to her, so you know, even more, right? Yeah. And that might be something that you'd want to pass on through the family.
Right.
So hence the other service, right? So it's not, there may not be a large dollar value, but there's an emotional value to that item that you would want to pass on to your family, so it's there.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it goes that way. So it's hard for people to part with things.
Right.
Absolutely.
And you know, another thing that's I'm sure you find this all the time, are sets of china.
Oh yeah.
And we have a set of china that belonged to my wife's grandmother.
Yeah.
And we don't pull it out anymore because it's such a hassle to clean.
It is.
But you have to keep it.
But we have to keep it.
Yeah. My mother lives in the village, and so she has a lot of china. And so she's like, who am I going to give the china to? I go, Corey's going to come in. You're going to say, I don't want to deal with it.
And you know, unfortunately, especially living out here in California, it might be different back east, things a little bit more formal. But things like China and stuff, Corey's generation, you're not going to
Right.
use China anymore.
they're not gonna use
Who's
China.
going to do that? No, I mean,
Do you know what
probably
China
were.
is?
Yeah. All right. So people can call you
Sure.
and set up an appointment,
Yes.
and you will go to their home or
Yep.
storage or
Yes.
whatever it might
Yes.
be.
Yeah.
And then from there, obviously your first time out, you're going to sit with them and find out
What their
whether,
needs are. Yeah.
right, whether it's doing the addendum to
Right.
their will, or, hey, you know what? There's stuff here.
Yeah.
I know at least half of it I want to get rid of,
Right.
but maybe I can get a little cash for it, a lot of cash.
Yeah, downsizing. When people are downsizing, that's a huge market because you don't know what to do with all this stuff. So
Yeah.
we can help you with the move. We can do the liquidation for you, and you can make money in the meantime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now let me ask you something else. What if there's things that, and they're not able to do it, that they say, you know what, we just want to donate this stuff. Maybe
that's
there's
fine.
certain things you can help out
Oh, yeah,
with that too.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're
Okay.
working on our own charity right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and that way they can get a tax benefit
Yeah.
if it's to
Yeah,
a right
we're
organization.
partnering up with Olive Crest and a couple other community
Okay.
charities where when they need stuff, that if they have the stuff, we can just transfer it over.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's really nice. So it
Yeah.
gives them a lot of options.
Yes.
And you know, again, nowadays, people have things that just aren't used as much. Even
No.
if you have old books.
Oh.
This is how people are reading books, folks. I mean, seriously, nobody,
No,
you know, but they may
but
be
they all have
some.
books, and it's a lot of clutter.
Yeah, but they may have some, just like we do,
Yes.
that are really great old books you want to keep.
Yeah.
Or you want to pass on. So
Yeah.
maybe your grandchildren would say, wow, this is the book my grandmother read when she was 10 years old.
Right. Yeah.
So all that good stuff.
Yeah, the sentimental value of those books. I mean, you want to keep those. You want to pass it on and
Yeah.
share the story.
That's true. But keep your turkey platter until Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Right? So you got to do that. I'm going to give you the number on the screen, and it is, I think it's on the screen. Yeah, there it is. 480-1127. PossessionPlanners.com,
Yes.
right? Yeah, oh yeah, I have it right there, right in front of me. I have it up there. I didn't have it down there. And you know, check that out because all the different things they can help you with. Maybe there are certain things you want to pass on to your family and you want help on how to do that. Maybe you've got stuff you just want to get rid of. They'll come and do that for you and help it out. They'll take it away. They'll pay you for it. All different ways that they can help. And you know, I think it's a really good service. I love the fact that you're kind of branching out and doing this
Yeah,
other stuff.
Thank you, and we'd love to help you out with your Disney collection.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, now that I've actually gone through it,
Oh, you have? Okay, good.
yeah, and well, kind of organized
Yeah.
it, kind of. So we'll see.
Make sure you get it in your estate plan or your will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My wife would love you for that. Let's get rid of it. No, seriously. Get rid, yeah. Hey, gentlemen, thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Great to see
Thank
you.
you very
Happy
much.
Thanksgiving.
All right, you too. We'll be back.